And first at 5, some Texas schools gear up for a surge of new students brought by the crisis on the border. The influx of immigrant children crossing the border dropped significantly in the past few weeks, but thousands of those children are still here in Texas, and they need a place to go to school.
The Austin ISD expects between 200 and 250 of those immigrant students to attend classes in the district. And other districts will likely see increased enrollment because of the children. KXAN's Amanda Brandeis takes a closer look at what some area schools are doing to get ready for the start of classes.
Each year, schools across Texas anticipate a certain number of new students.
If we get up to closer to that number or even exceed that number, that's when we would have to start making some adjustments.
After the recent flood of migrant children into Texas, some schools are wondering how many to expect.
If a student shows up with a guardian that can enroll them into a school district, then that student's entitled to a right to that education.
The Department of Education is trying to guide districts with this fact sheet, answering questions and providing resources.
We're always prepared for English language learners.
Hayes CISD has a newcomer arrival classroom specifically for children from other countries.
To see these kids come here completely scared, once they leave the classroom, they feel confident and assured that they have a brighter future.
They're children. We didn't become educators because we wanted to turn away children. We want to help all children.
While schools can't legally turn away students, some aren't happy about the burden on taxpayers.
Failure to enforce our federal laws has resulted in a situation that's going to put an additional load on local homeowners to pay for these children's education.
Communities will have a better idea of how this is impacting their schools come the first day of class. It's important to point out that the numbers of immigrant children are only estimates right now. I spoke to the executive director of the Equal Justice Center, Bill Beardall. He says the organization and several other agencies have been scrambling to get an accurate count. Beardall says once school starts, it'll make a big difference.
They will have access to these children. They will be a trusted institution that is able to identify the children and help get them connected to the legal assistance that they need and deserve under our Constitution.
Beardall estimates that there are several hundred in the Central Texas area. Amanda Brandeis, KXAN News.
We also wanted to give you some perspective on the cost impact facing school districts when it comes to these immigrant students. According to the Texas Education Agency, it costs taxpayers $7,900 to teach a typical student for 1 year. That cost rises to $9,500 for bilingual students or students with special needs.